Welcome students, hope you all are doing good, and today our topic is types of constructors in C++. So let's start this topic. In previous video lecture we have seen constructor is a special member function which has no return type and is used to initialize the value for the variable of the class. And we have also seen with the use of a program that how we can define the constructor inside and outside the class. So you can see this video. I will share the link in the description. So go through the constructor introduction, and today we are going to see types of constructor in C++. Now we are going to discuss default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. So default constructors is mainly the constructor without parameter. If we pass the parameter in a constructor, it is parameterized constructor, and if the constructor do not have any parameter, that is default constructor. In special member function also we have seen this, that we used to pass in the member function of the class, we have passed the parameters, and we have also seen functions without parameters. So we know that constructor is also a special member function. So the format we will be following same as the members function of the class. So constructors, and the copy constructor is the constructor which we will use to initialize an object using another object of the same class. Today basic idea we will get of default and parameterized constructor using a program. So let's see through program how we will use and do the programs on default and parameterized constructor. So let's see. In this program we have seen a program of constructor which has constructor with no parameters, and right now we have discussed that when a constructor has no parameters, that is default constructor. Here our class name is play and constructors names are same as class name, and it is a special member function, so it will look in the form of a function but will have the name of the class name. So here we can see play has the name of class name is also play, and parenthesis is used with it, that is it's a function, and we know it do not have any return type, so just the name of the constructor which is same as the class name with the parenthesis sign. Now this is the constructor, we got it, and same way as the functions used to have the body definition, body, same way constructor also has its body, and we know that it is used to initialize. So here we are going to initialize the variables of the class. So variable of the class, that means data members. So data members will be initialized with some values. So here Sanya Mirza is initialized to name data member, and tennis is initialized to game. So in these two, what will be stored now? Sanya Mirza and tennis. So when the constructor will be called, this work will be performed. That means these variables will be stored up or initialized with these values. So this is the constructor. So basic concept was, for default constructor, that constructor, and within this parenthesis there is no parameters, that means this is the example of default constructor. And if we have seen this program earlier as well, and we have used this display function to display the values initialized in the members, so name and game. This cprintf we have used to print this name in colored form, that is text color is yellow. So we have, instead of using cout, we have used cprintf, and in parenthesis sign whatever we have written under this inverted commas, that will be printed in yellow color, because we have set here text color as yellow. So we have already discussed how to use this text color and cprintf in previous lectures. Okay, so here we can see this display function is declared outside the class, and this is how it will print the values of name and game. So we know that constructor is called whenever object is created. So as we come to execution section, when we will run this program, clear screen will clear the output screen, and play is our class name, and after that p1 is our object. So here we have created objects. So as we create the object, this constructor will be called. So when it will be called, what section is executed? This two lines. In the body of constructor we have these two lines. So when it will be executed, Sania Mirza will be stored to name and tennis will be initialized to game. So these two values are initialized, and now back to the next line. This is executed. Now next line we have called using object our display function. So this display function, what will do, will go to display, and whatever things are in display function from this position to this, the body, whatever the contents are there will be executed. So we have seen text color yellow, and cprintf will printf the things in yellow. So name will be printed with colon sign in yellow, and then cout name, cout will print the name. So because there is no double quotation, that means it is a variable. So in name, what value was initialized? Sania Mirza. So here Sania Mirza will be displayed, and cprintf game colon will be printed in yellow color, and again game. So in game tennis was there, so here tennis will be printed. So this will be our output: name Sania Mirza, game tennis. So when display will be called, that portion will be executed, get ch, close of the program. So this we have also discussed in the previous lecture, but here this example was example for default constructor, because there is no parameter in this constructor. Okay, so we have also seen this run and output. This was the output. Okay, now this is another program where we have used the same format: one constructor to initialize the value and one display function to display the values. The same format is there. Now in this program, just we are going to pass the parameter in constructor. So our class name is play, two parameters, two data members, name and game is there, one member function which is display, and play is the same as the class name. That means this is a constructor and does not have any return type. Okay, so this is our constructor. And now in just now we have seen constructor without parameter. Now we have passed the two parameter, that is we have taken two parameters to receive the values for name and game. So we have taken one variable here, that is naam, and khel. So we will receive the value in naam for name and in khel for game. Okay, so further in this body of the constructor we can see we have used string copy function to copy the value. Okay, so naam, so whatever the value will be in naam variable, that means whatever the value will be in received by naam, that will be moved to name. So string copy, what it does, it will copy the variable value to the data member written in left. So whatever the khel will have the values will move to the game data member. Because these two are variable, we have not used the double quotation. Earlier if we will use the double quotation here, then what will happen? This name will only be copied to the name. So when we will write cout name, then name will be printed, but we do not want that because name is a data member and this is the parameter value variable which we have defined here. So this will this will happen when we will call the constructor. So this is the end of the class and display is defined outside the class, which we have seen what it will do. It will just display the things. So same commands are there. Now let's see in the execution section. The execution of the program will start from main. So two things we have to remember. When parameterized constructor is used, so we know that if the normal constructor like default constructor was there constructor is called when the object is created. So but we are going to see here that parameters are passed in constructor, so the value will be passed here. So this is how we will pass the value to the constructors. So these are the values. This is the actual parameter and this one name and khel, this is formal parameter. So actual values are passed to the formal parameters. Now as we know that when the object is created, then only constructor is called. So we will pass the value in same line. We will create the constructor. Till here it is similar to the default constructor. Play is the class name and p1, this is our object. Now because we have used parameter, so we are passing the parameter here inside this parenthesis. We have taken double quotation name comma inside quotation football, which means name will pass to in this line. We have what we have done. When the object is created, constructor will be called. So we will come to this constructor. So two parameters are there. So first one is name and second one is khel. So that's why we have taken two things. So first value will come to this. So in first we have written that was Neha. So Neha will be copied to name and football will be copied to khel. So two parameters are there. So two parameters will receive this formal parameters will receive the value. And now what name consists now? Neha. And what khel? Football. So name, the value of name, that is Neha, will move to name, and the value which is in khel, that is football, that will move to game. So this is what will happen. Now this is closed here, so we will go to the next line. This is our next line, display. So display, what will happen? We will go to display function. So here is the display function body definition. So this will print same as the previous one, name colon in yellow and then name. So what name consists now? Neha. So Neha will be printed, and the next line, and see printf game. So game will be also printed in yellow, and then colon, and then see out game. So game, what it has? Football. So game colon football will be printed. This is closed. So we will move to the next line for execution, that is get ch and close. So this is the end of the program. And now let's see, compile it, success, no error, and run it. So name for Neha was there, game colon and football. So this is the output. This is how parameterized constructor will work. Just the thing is, you have to see, we have to take the actual parameter, you have to pass it during this line where we create the object. Okay, so this is the output shared by you. So in the previous program of constructor, I have told you to do one program to print the name of initialize the name of teacher and her subject. So this is what you have done. So good. Lab work for today. Write a program to initialize the data member book and writer using parameterized constructor and display it. So in this same way you have to do, we have taken name and game, and in place of name and game you have to take book and writer, and take any book name and the name of that book and the writer of that book. Okay, so come up with nice output. Okay, thank you.